Hello, 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 everybody. What's going on? I am Salandia Hammond, aka Sue Ham. Baby, welcome back to another episode of Coffee Chat. We keep it real, inspiring, and always empowering. I'm your host, Sue Ham, and today you're in for a mighty blessing and a blueprint, y'all. I'm joined by none other than Maggie Cooper, the powerhouse realtor, top producer, and single mom of four who turned struggle into success. So grab your coffee and let's get into it, baby. Maggie, welcome back for part two.
Thank you for having me again. I appreciate it.
Oh, absolutely. My pleasure. My pleasure. I know it's early in the morning. Well, Maggie, as we always do, we're going to get started by having you tell people, give them a 2 minute, summary of who you are.
Good morning, everyone. I am Maggie Cooper. I am your South Carolina real estate advocate with the brokerage EXP Realty. I have been practicing as a real estate agent going on 6 years now. I have a passion for what I love. If you're looking to buy, sell, or invest in real estate, I'm your go-to girl. Over here in the South Carolina area, you can find me on my social media, my Facebook page, Instagram, TikTok, Maggie Cooper Realtor. And also you can reach out to me anytime on my cell, and that's 843-687-1730. I look forward to working with you guys on accomplishing any of your real estate goals and needs.
All right, Maggie. That was good to go. Good to go. Let's see here. Let's see here. That was good to go. Awesome. I was sharing the broadcast and you did that so flawlessly and so fast. I didn't
Yeah.
expect that.
You need me to talk some more? We need me to talk about something else.
No, we're gonna keep it moving here. For everybody that's joining, make sure you got your cups, get some coffee, whatever you some tea, some soda, some water, or whatever you're gonna put in there. If it's something else, it's up to you. But welcome again. Again. Megan, we had you on a couple of weeks ago. We did part one, the Maggie Cooper story. Because I think that you have such a fascinating story, mother of four. You were a teen mother. You had your first child at 16, is that correct?
That's correct.
And we're going to dig just a little bit into that. But on this particular episode, we're also going to get into winning in real estate and in life. But having a child at 16 and then having four by the age of, I think it was 28. Is that correct?
Sounds about right, child. I don't know. I never really keep up with the age. I know the most significant thing is that I had my first one at 16.
I hear
Um,
you.
and then by the time, I don't know, I was close to my 30s by the time I had my fourth child.
Wow. So, I mean, with that being the case, how did you stay motivated? How did you not give up? Because, back in the day, being a teen mother, that was really frowned upon. And people
Mhm.
pretty much set you up. People said you were doomed to failure at that point. What was it that kept you going?
It's two parts to that. For
Hmm.
one, my children. My children are my everything.
Mm,
The ones who know me, they are my everything. They're the reason I strive to be what I am. Even from the first one, then when the second one, it just added more strings to my heart, and they are my fight. I
mm,
was always the type I didn't like to ask for handouts. And even though my mama was very supportive, my brother was very supportive, even my other family members who helped me because it took a village. I couldn't do this thing by myself, but I always wanted more. And just like I said, I cried to my mom and I said, "Mom, I brought these kids in this world. I just want to be able to take care of them. I don't want to have to depend on nobody. I want to be able to take me and my kids on a vacation, all my bills paid, and I come back and I'm good. I still got money in my pocket. I want to just be able to live a good life and let them have a good life." And so that was always a burning fire in the background. And then my mom being one of the biggest motivational person and supporting me and letting me know that, you know, Eve, you can be whatever you want to be. Life is, there's no stopping point on what you can be in and what you can achieve, and just go after it. Will it be easy? No, but don't give up, and always take the leap of faith. Put God first, and anything can happen based off whatever your actions are.
mm. Man, I tell you though, sometimes though it's just, it's easier said than done. But when
Mhm.
people, Michael Jordan is one of the favorites, one of my favorite quotes. Period. Michael Jordan said, "Maybe it's my fault. Maybe I made it look too easy." Basically, people see the wins and the successes, and they don't see the struggle and the falling forward. That's what failures are: falling forward.
Mhm.
If you learn from them,
Exactly.
and they don't see that. They just think, oh, I could be like Maggie Cooper, I could be like Mike, I could be like, Oprah or whomever in your local community who's doing amazing things. And they just jump right out there and they don't understand that it takes work, perseverance, ethics, morals, learning. We were just talking yesterday about how, you have to be an avid student, a constant student, and
Right.
never stop learning because this thing keeps on evolving.
Right.
And we got to turn with it as the world turns.
Right. So true.
So, um, how do you define winning in life right now?
Good health,
Mm,
good strength,
mm.
having a peace of mind,
That part,
happiness.
that part.
That's what I defined it. It's not all about the money. You can have all the money in the world, don't have a peace of mind. So, but yeah, that's what I defined it as.
Mm. Yeah, I think that success and winning is winning spiritually, mentally, physically, financially, in business. If you have a business, in your relationships,
Mm-hmm.
just having peace, having joy, and
Mm-hmm.
doesn't necessarily mean making millions of dollars because you have a lot of people who make millions of dollars that are unhappy. You have a lot of people who
Exactly.
make $20,000 a year and they're unhappy. So just finding your happy and your joy where you are and then letting those materialistic things just supplement that happiness. You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
Mm-hmm.
So because I'll be quick to tell you, ain't nothing wrong with money.
Right.
There's
Ain't nothing
nothing.
wrong with it now. Everybody, and
Mm-mm,
that's what we do, what we do. Don't let it ever be mistaken. We grind so we can be financially stable to be able
mhm,
to enjoy life and do the things that we want. But it's not only money, it's so
mhm.
much more that we have to make sure that we have us right. We don't want
Absolutely.
to have all the millions and be around here can barely even enjoy it because our body aches so bad and we ain't in good health and strength and we have such a terrible mindset that we so mentally unstable that we can't go out here and enjoy life itself. So
Mhm.
yeah, we do it for the money, but we have to have all of those other pinpoints of our life together.
Absolutely. So what personal habits help you stay motivated and focused daily? Now I gotta ask you that because let me preface that by you are closing between 50 to 70 loans a year. You got into the real estate game 5 years ago. So that's really impressive. A lot of people had a boom during the COVID season, but a lot of people fell out. A lot of people have left the industry, but here you are, a consistent producer. Your numbers continuously go higher. There's got to be something that you're doing to keep yourself motivated. What habits are you practicing to achieve those goals?
Putting my best foot forward.
Mm,
There's nobody watching me on the regular. I don't have anybody to tap me on the shoulder and say, Eve, you need to get in the office. My brand is my everything.
mm,
My word is my everything. So what I say and what I do, I want it to be a representation across the board that when somebody calls my name, that's what it is. I don't want to be fake or phony with it. I want to be real and authentic to what it is that God has blessed me to be, and that is to be a real estate agent and to help you accomplish all of your goals and needs. And so I want that to come full forward. So what motivates me is me continuing to be excellent. Me
mm,
continuing to accomplish what it is that God has for me because my work here is yet done. Like I feel like I'm still on mediocre level, to be honest. So
mm,
I still have a drive and a passion to get to a certain point in life to still be better than what I am. I'm thankful because I've came such a long way, but my passion and my drive is that I know that I'm not where God needs me to be. This ain't the end for me. This is
mhm,
just a part of the journey, part of the stepping stone. And I'm so passionate about it. At certain times I get a little tremble in my stomach, a little like it's not like really a scared, almost a scared, nervousy, but an exciting feeling for me to be able to get up early in the morning and to get up in the office whenever it's still dark and people are still sleeping, to get up ahead of time, and whenever I can send out something to a client before they even thought about it, and they be like, oh my God, Meg, thank you so much. That just drives me to keep going and to keep pushing. And again, always those little knuckleheads in the background, my heartstrings, because I just want to be an example to them, is that hard work, like to be able to make it in life, it does not come easy. And you got to be different and you got to move different and be true to who you are, and everything will come full circle. And whenever you look back, you be like, God, you really did this thing, you know?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So I hear what is internal motivation, being able to do what you want to do, because I wrote a book that says it takes more than motivation to succeed.
Mm-hmm.
So because even on them days when you're not motivated, right, you got to have those habits, those
Right,
disciplines to get
right,
up. And so
right.
for you, what I think I heard was you have the discipline to go forward because your goals are bigger than yourself, your children, number one. Number two, you have people depending on you who need homes. Number three, God has trusted you with this talent and this gift to be able to service people, and therefore you cannot hesitate, you cannot falter. You got to get up and do what you got to do. And number four is consistency, and just working that discipline muscle so that it becomes easier, because it's not always fun getting up at 0 dark 30 in the morning. Number five, you are all about providing customer excellence, providing them with an amazing Maggie Cooper and Company experience. And so therefore those habits, they lead you to do the things that you do on a consistent basis. Did I hear you correctly? Did I sum that up right?
Check, 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 check.
Awesome, awesome. We got people chiming in saying that's integrity. Having God in all that you do will sum up having all the prosperity in the world. That's true. We can't do anything without God. God
Okay.
provides. I love it. 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 So now, with all the success that you're having, right? You get curveballs. Deals are falling apart. I'm pretty sure that if every deal closed, you probably would be closing 100 to 150 deals a year, but you get thrown curveballs. So how do you deal with the curveballs? How do you deal with the setbacks? How do you deal with the disappointments? Because there are some people that all they can deal with is winning, winning, winning. And as soon as a curveball is thrown, it's like, oh my God. Talk to somebody right now who might be dealing with a curveball. Let them know how you deal with that and how maybe they could see themselves in you and apply that same principle.
Right. So first, I'm gonna start from a real estate world, and these deals falling apart is just part of the process. You
Mm.
have a build. You have to plug in a muscle that will be able to handle those deals falling apart. And so, as a real estate agent and talking to a future real estate agent or someone who has possibly looking to get into it and to prepare themselves, that's why I work as hard as I work. I'm having so much in the pipeline that I'm prepared for the few that will fall apart. Right now, I'm working for my future. I'm not working for today. The deals that I'm getting pushed under contract today, these are deals that's going to close like the end of June, July. That's what I'm working for. I'm possibly going into August if it's a possible new construction or something like that. And so I'm always working. I'm always building my pipeline. So if a few of those deals fall apart, I'm still good. That's the mentality that I have in real estate, because the grind never stops, because you're not paid until you get to the closing table. You can have so many deals up under the pipeline. So, but just having that mindset that that a few of these deals are going to fall apart, you're okay with the deals that falls apart. And I am
Mm.
always a firm believer going to just life itself. Trust the
Just the
process.
process.
That's my thing. If the deal falls apart, that wasn't the one. If the deal falls apart, that was a blessing in disguise, that there's something bigger and better out there for you. So if something falls apart, trust the process. Maybe you need to take a pause. Maybe that just wasn't the next house, and the next house is right around the corner waiting. Whatever it is, everything is happening in God's divine plan. And I'm just seeing him moving, and I'm gonna move however God feel fit for it to move. And either it's gonna move forward or either it's gonna fall apart. And whatever the lessons I learned from it, again, just like you said, I'm failing forward. I'm gonna take that lesson, I'm gonna plug it into my book so I don't make that same mistake again.
Mm, mm. I love that. I love that. Why real estate though? Why did you pivot from mortgage banking to real estate? I mean, I know in
Um,
the first episode we talked about that. You know, you had your license and you were working in the mortgage industry, and at that time it was a conflict, and you took a leap of faith and you quit your job with little to no
mhm,
savings.
mhm.
So why?
Knowing that there was something bigger and better, I wasn't sure if real estate was it or not, because I did during before I got back into real estate, I had this little boutique. I don't know how boutique fell into my hand, to be honest. Me selling stuff. And the craziest thing, my mom used to always sell clothes. Whenever she would leave her 9 to 5, she would sell clothes and have us in the car. They didn't too much like to take me. My twin sisters would go with her all the time, but me, they didn't like for me to go because I always had to use the bathroom and go in people's bathrooms. So mama would always fuss with me. But mama always had that little side hustle of selling clothes. It's just crazy. It fell in my lap that I started this boutique thing. So I didn't know if it was going to be my boutique. I didn't know if it was going to be real estate. But again, remember my affirmations that I was speaking is I wanted to be a full-time entrepreneur by the time I turned 40. And I wanted to make six figures. That's what I wanted. Those was the two one of the two main things on my affirmation board that I spoke every day, and didn't know if real estate was it or not. But again, trusting the process. And so just like I said, my mom and my cousin, they mentioned like, hey, why you won't just go back into real estate? And I was like, and then it just happened that a coworker started talking about it too at work. And it just happened to like ding ding. And I'm like, well, if I can find a school, I'm gonna go for it. And just like I say, I'm a firm believer, always going back to my word, trust the process. So I found a school that will work with my work schedule. So I thought that was okay. Well, that's a sign. I found like the everything went good. I passed my state board. I passed all my tests. Check mark. God, this must be what you want me to do. And then again, going back to my job that I had at Caliber Home Loans at the time, my manager wanted me to do certain stuff, having me take over those morning calls to our offshore department over in India, taking over those calls. Again, that was something that I look back now that was preparing me for where God had me to go, you know?
Mhm.
Um, and so I can't really say I knew real estate was it, but I was gonna whatever it was, he blessed me to get to where I needed to be and to get back into real estate. I just know I needed to give it my all. I had no other
Mhm.
choice but to give it my all. And if it was for me, I know God would have opened the windows of heaven and, you know, blessed me to be where I needed to be. And it's like so many things just took that just fell in my lap. Like even from being getting my mentor, Melissa Floyd, again, another great real estate agent that just came to me with the opportunity to be for me to be her first mentee. Like I
Mhm.
didn't ask for that. I didn't know that's what I needed, but God knew that's what I needed, you know? And
Absolutely.
whenever, and just like I said, when she gave me the first opportunity for me to be her mentee, I said, no, I need all the money I can make. I ain't, I ain't made no money yet. I need all the money I can make. But again, preparing my mindset before I ever even came back into real estate, listening to all these YouTube videos. What do successful people do? How do successful people move? All of them got a mentee. I mean, a
Yeah.
mentor. All of them. And so I quickly changed my mind and say, nah, I will be your mentee. And that gave me my push. It gave me my foundation. And once you have that foundation, nobody can ever take that from you. And all you
Mm.
got to do is keep building on it and keep building on it. And a lot of people, a lot of times, some people say, "Well, Maggie, why? What makes you so different? Like how you such a powerhouse?" And I don't see myself as that. I see myself as still the little old Maggie Cooper from Lake City, got the full chilling. And yeah, God has blessed me financially, but I'm still not where I want to be. But how do you do what you do? I'm like, I just move with excellence. I just want my clients are my babies. Like y'all, I'm mama bear. Like I'm here to protect y'all, and I'm gonna put on this muscle, and nobody better not come for you. And I'm trying to make sure you good, and it's gonna be done in a professional, knowledgeable manner. And I just want to be able to provide the best excellent experience. And certain times things will come up, but don't worry, we're gonna get through it. And that's why I'm here to help make sure that we're going to get through these humps if something does come up. So again, when it comes to real estate, why I got into it, it was just something that I didn't know. Like a lot of people threw it at me, but I trust the process. And because how things came into play, this is where God wanted me to be.
Mm. Mm. You know, you said something. You said a whole lot
I'm
that
sorry.
no, a whole lot that just was golden nuggets that people could just take and just replay, and it should uplift them and get them off the couch to doing something, moving, walking in their purpose and their destiny. But I heard you say I wanted to be. I was because of my 4 children, and it just hit me. Nothing happens by accident. I don't think. I think everything that happens in your life, you can either choose to use it for good, or you can choose to dwell on the negativity and be stuck, right?
Mm-hmm.
And clearly, you being a teen mom at the age of 16 and then having 4 children at such an early age, to me, that built like a strong work ethic into you, a strong mama, nurturing type of attitude. And I hear it because it transfers. I hear it because you said it. It transfers over to your clients. And then I've watched it, I've witnessed it because I'm a real estate investor. And Maggie, you have helped me to buy several deals. You've helped me to sell several deals. And I know how you go in for your clients. It's like, yo, do not play with Maggie Cooper when it comes to her clients. um, so do you feel like, your background as a single mother has shaped how you served your clients?
It has. I feel it. And just like I say, I'm such that going back to my word, trust the process.
Mm-hmm.
I'm such a firm believer of everything that have happened in my life has been a stepping stone to mold me and shape me to be the person I need to be, to move the way that I need to move,
Mm-hmm.
to think the way that I need to think, to be the person that I need to be. Everything has molded and shaped me from being that teen mom, from going through the struggles that I went through to still things today. Because obviously, if God allowed it to happen, He breathed breath back into my body for me to wake up. Like, it's a lesson to be learned from it, even if it's the good or the bad. Like, take the nuggets and let's keep building.
Absolutely. So, what separates a top producing agent from those who may be stuck?
Putting your all into it.
Mhm.
Real estate is not a job or not a career path that you can get into and thinking, oh, I work when I want to work. I move when I want to move. I am self-employed, but really my clients dictate my schedule, to be honest, because I have to work around their schedule, and I do want to be available for my clients. And so, certain my clients work; they need me all sorts of hours of the day, all sorts of times of the week. So pretty much I work 7 days a week. So the grind is real. Sometime I'm in the office from 7 that morning to 7 at night. I take a break, and Sue, I'll call you and I'm in the house, and I ain't no cooker now. But certain times these kids want me to cook, so I go in the kitchen and I cook something, spend some quality time with them. Either they eat it or they don't eat it, but we're gonna clean the kitchen. And certain times I'm right back in the office and I'm working to probably like 10 to 12 o'clock, other stuff that I just need to get done. So the grind, you have to have the grind and the hunger and the passion for this to move and want to do it. Because it's not something that somebody's just gonna go come and lay these clients in your hand. You have to move with excellence, and you have to get out here and grind for it. And because whenever you get that first opportunity, that first client, treat them like they're like you've been doing this forever. Treat them with being the best real estate agent that you can be. Give them the best service that you can give them, because you never know who they know. You
Mm.
never know if they got a friend, a family member. You don't never know if they're gonna want, if this was a buyer, if they need to sell in the future. You want them to always remember you and your name and how you treated them through during that experience. So that's what I feel it takes to be able to do what you do and to be that excellent agent, to be able to take it to the next level and always continue to, and what we talked about yesterday evening, to be a student. These
Mm.
the things are always changing. Things are always moving differently, and you want to make sure that you're on top of your game with all the knowledge that you need, so you can be able to advocate and be there for your clients throughout the process.
I love it. I love it. I love it. Lex Help says, I'm so proud of both of you. Cassandra Williams says, great vision, determination, and faith. J-Man Maldonado Dotto. I'm sorry, I pronounced that wrong. You are such an inspiration. She's on my page. She's always sharing my content, everybody else's comment. She wants people to win. But she says Maggie loves what she does. And when you live what you do, you never really work a day in your life. That's my opinion. That's my opinion too. I love it. You just do it. Come
Mhm.
on, somebody. You just
Right.
do it, man. Yeah, because I'm always telling you, Maggie, take a minute, take a break, take a breather. But when you love it, you love it. And I think that that's something that people forget, is that you got to put in those hours at first. Anybody that has built anything successful has put in numerous hours. When I got back into the mortgage brokering, let me tell you something. My head was about to bust open because everything was different.
Mhm.
Remember, I was having those talks with you, like,
Right.
I don't know about this. I'm gonna just stick to real estate investing, because this mortgage brokering it's a lot. Because as a mortgage broker, we have like literally like thousands of programs, over 150 lenders that we have access to, and it was a lot for me. And just knowing guidelines, and now that there are
Mhm.
federal and state guidelines, and you could lose your license, you could get fined, and not only that, you're helping people with, most people, the biggest purchase of their life. And I just didn't
Right.
want to screw that up. I
Right.
but it takes a lot. When you're first starting out, it takes a lot of studying, it takes a lot of praying, it takes a lot of investing in yourself, it takes a lot of trying new things, failing forward, and putting yourself out there and building your brand, which leads me into my next question. For anybody, it doesn't just have to be real estate, but how have you done it? And what would you suggest for anyone who needs to build their brand to grow their business? Because Maggie, one thing about you, you don't pay for leads. You're closing 50 to 70 loans a month and you don't pay for leads. So how are you building your brand? Because obviously you said something about serving your clients with excellence. Oprah said excellence does not go unnoticed for long. How are you getting it out there and letting people know who you are about your excellence? That's a long-winded question, but to break it all down, how can we strengthen our brand and let our name and our reputation be in rooms before we even walk into them?
Be your own billboard. That's the
Mm.
first thing. Um, Remember what you do, how you move. Even whenever you are in downtown, that's a representation of you. You never know who's watching you whenever you're going into a grocery store, whenever you're out at a public event. You never know who's watching you. So always move with excellence. And I'm not saying being fake and phony with it, but just be true to who you are. Your characteristics is what it is. And people who love you will be drawn to that.
Mm.
I'm like kind of who I am. What you see is what you get. I'm kind of, I don't know, but but I'm true to who I am. And so when it comes to social media, that's a big true struggle of mine. I rarely post like I need to, but I need to do better and I try. But and I know we talk about that, Sue. I don't post. I have closings, like I closed 3 deals last week. I only post one. I
Okay,
don't try to
hold
post
on,
the
hold on.
other two.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. We're not about to gloss over that. We're not about to gloss over that. You closed 3 deals in 1 week, and we're not even out of May yet. Can I just ask? You don't have to tell me. How many have you closed thus far in May?
This month those three will make eight deals I closed for May.
All right. Okay, continue on. How do I build my
God is
brand?
good. Look, God is good. I have and to why I'm on the here, I'll also let you know the one once the second one closed, I did cap with EXP. So I've been like my anniversary time frame starts over in February, and from February to the end of May, I did cap, which was a goal of mine was to cap earlier because I usually cap every June. So I did cap at least a little month earlier. then I'm usually capped, and that means that I get to enjoy a little bit more extra dividends in my pocket for me being able to cap with the brokerage company that I am with. So off of that, but thankful God, I thank you for being able to cap. But going back to the branding and the social media, like social media, just like I say, I'm still trying, you guys. It's a struggle for me. But if you can put yourself out there on social media, it's one of the biggest things that you can do. And at the times, and there have been times that I've posted on the regular. And those times that I posted on the regular, I definitely got clients and leads from that too. And again, it's just the word of mouth, how you move and how you represent yourself and how you move in excellence. That's what you get. You move with excellence. You put yourself out there in excellence. Hey, God will give you right back what you put out there. So I'm a just firm believer in that. And that has, I feel like across the board, has shown people who I am. I just like I said, I walk around as I'm a billboard of myself. I don't have to go and put up the billboard on Highway 52 because whenever you see me, you getting what I am.
Tanya says, congratulations. Welcome, Tanya. I think this is your
Thank
first time.
you.
Yeah. I think this is your first time to Coffee Chat. Welcome. Thank you. Um, Listen, that's amazing. You're about to have 8 deals closed in May. That's amazing. I want to be like you when I grow up, boss. I want to be able to provide financing to 8 people a month, boss. And I'm going to get there. I do know that it does. It takes consistency and it takes work. You said word of mouth. That word of mouth, man, I think word of mouth is still one of the biggest forms of marketing there is. You know what I'm saying? Even though there are a lot of people on social media, there are a lot more people off of social media. And so if you perform on social media and off social media, it's just amazing how your business can grow substantially. All right. So Maggie, real talk for the underdog. Let's switch into this. What's your message to the single mom who feels like it's too late to start over?
It's never too late to start over. Again, if God woke you up this morning, you have another opportunity to get it right and make it right. Your God placed you on this earth for a reason. Now, we have to take responsibility and get ourselves right and get ourselves in position to move and be what God wants us to be. So, if you're not in the place of where you think you need to be right now, just know you still have an opportunity. So, what are the actions you willing to take today to make sure that you're able to reach whatever those goals that you have? Will it be easy? Because going back to what you said, Sue, earlier, like for me to get where I'm at, don't you know there were so many times I say, well, maybe I shouldn't be a real estate agent no more.
Wow.
Maybe should I do a different career path? I question that a lot.
Wow.
So you may think that I didn't, but I did because it wasn't easy, you know. And there was a lot of times that I felt like I wanted to give up. I felt like, well, God, is real estate not for me no more? Should I not be pursuing this career? Is there something else that you think that's better for me?
Okay, so pause right there. When you were feeling that and you were questioning, what gave you the confirmation that real estate is still it?
I just had to keep going.
But was there something that says this is it, it's just challenging right now, or you just made up in your mind, no, this is it? Did you get a sign? What made you say, no, this is it, I'm sticking with it?
Certain things, like it was one thing, was it at the beginning of this year? No, last year. So it was my beginning of last year was kind of slow. And there was certain things that I wasn't out making as much money. I wasn't out as much grinding. And I don't know. I did had a mental shit. That was my first time going on so hard at the end of 2023, coming into 2024. Like I had a mental body shutdown for me going so hard. So with that, and then my first part of my month, I'm not going to story, my real estate numbers was not good. And that was times that I was questioning certain stuff. And I was very like stressed out. Like, why isn't things going the way how I want? Gosh, it's time for me to get out of real estate. Is this not what you want me to do? And I was working on something else in the background that a lot of
Mhm.
people still don't know, that I've started another business. And it was one morning I was just walking through, getting myself together, about to go and wake up the kids, and God spoke to me in the middle of that. This is just one of the times. And he said, I put you on pause so you can be available to start this other venture. Because I did need it to be in the office for a little while, to be able to, because I had to meet with certain people in the office. I had to make sure I get the people that I had to turn in so much stuff for so many people that I was going to have up under me. And I needed to get all that together. And it gave me the moment to focus on that for a moment,
Mm.
and then to get right back out there grinding.
Mm.
But that was one moment that I couldn't understand why my business wasn't moving how I wanted to move. That just, it just, I mean, out of nowhere, he said, I paused you so you can focus on this other thing that you're working on. Because if you was running up and down the road like you was usually running up and down the road, you wouldn't have been able to meet those deadlines you needed to meet.
Mm.
So that was one of the things that for sure that, was able to kind of help me for sure.
I love the fact that when we're in our
Are you
day to
still
day,
there, Sue?
I'm still here. I'm still here. Can you hear me?
Now I can. Okay.
Okay. I love the fact I was sitting back, from the mic, but I love the fact that sometimes in our day to day life, God has to just sit us down in order for us to hear, and to so that we can know which direction to go into. And I'm glad that you adhered to that. Just you just slowed the business down a little bit to grab your attention, because it's just like, your kid can be calling you, but when they get that, mama, okay, whatever I'm doing, I got to stop, because that wasn't a normal call right there.
Right.
So I'm glad that happened, and it became a blessing, because now you were able to create a new business. I don't even
Mhm.
know how you're doing it. It's only 24 hours in a day, but I just know this: I got to step it up. So, so what do you think you're teaching your kids as it pertains to legacy and entrepreneurship?
That life is what you make it.
Mm-hmm.
That what you want in life, you have to go out there and get it. You must have morals. You must have values. You must treat people right. And what you want, go out there and grab it. Not saying it's going to be easy, but go out there and grab it.
Mm.
And I just want to be a small snippet of what can be, especially to my two oldest, because they was there from the beginning and they truly saw the struggle more than the other two. Um, that I'm just a prime example of what it is that you can be. And I just want them to be able to know that they can be whatever they want to be.
Mm-hmm.
Life is, it's an open book. And even though it's a lot of craziness in it, you have to don't let the distractions of the craziness. Like,
Mm.
I'm a firm believer of my using my mind, or when people bring me certain stuff I can't handle. Like, as I've gotten older, I do, and I'm not gonna call it, because I don't take no meds for anxiety or stuff or anything, but I do feel like I suffer with it a little bit. And so when it comes to certain stuff, certain time I have to tell people, pause, I can't hear that. Mm-mm. I have so much on my plate, and you have to learn to reserve your mind. You have to be a
Mm.
protector of your mental. And I know my mental can't handle too much, because I already got too much other stuff going on, that my mental is already distracted with trying to keep all that stuff together, that I can't take too much stuff. And not that I want to be insensitive to what a person is going through, but I know I have to protect my mental.
Yeah.
Um, and so, what was the question again? I'm sorry.
You basically you answered it. How you're showing your kids how
Oh yeah,
to
yeah, yeah, yeah.
legacy and entrepreneurship. I think you said something really just now that was really, 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 really important. And that's
Yeah.
protecting your peace, protecting your sanity, and knowing when to cut people off. It's not being rude. It's just cutting distractions off. And it's also just cutting negativity off. Because if you're not feeding into my life, then you're taken away from it. And so you got to
Right.
protect your peace and your
Mm-hmm.
sanity. Know when to hold them, know when to fold them, know when to cut them off, man.
Right. Right.
Um,
Right.
two more questions in this segment, and then we're gonna have a final round, and then we're gonna let you get back to serving the people with real estate. Um, if you lost it all today, what's the first move Maggie Cooper would make?
That's a good one.
Yeah.
If I lost it all today, what would be the first move that I make? I'll be back in signing up for a real estate school.
Mhm.
I'll be back signing in so I can, if I lost my license for, I don't know, maybe did I lost it? I don't know. Maybe I'm thinking too hard into it. But if I lost it all, I would just get like, it depends on what the situation is. If I still got my license, I'm still going to get back and grind.
Okay, so
Um,
let's just say you still have your license, but
Okay, if I still have my license, I'm just gonna put my head down and grind. I'm
gotcha.
gonna put myself back out there. I'm gonna get back on networking. I'm gonna get back on, doing what I do that I know that I do was best. And I'm gonna continue to strive with excellence and be able to take care of my clients so they can continue to, send me business like how it has been going. But I wouldn't give up. Or if real estate just wasn't an opportunity for me, I'll go into whatever this other venture, because this has been a blessing in disguise too. But I would take that by full throttle, whatever it is that. And if the real estate wasn't it, I will move on whatever that is that God got for me, because I feel like God always move and give me signs and put me in the room with people
Yeah,
that I didn't know that would probably help make me think about something that I didn't even know that was an opportunity for me. So I do feel that if I lost it all today, God will put me in a position to be able to get back to where I needed to be, because He have never failed me. He never failed me. He never left me alone. He always was there as a stepping stone. And obviously, if something fell apart or something wasn't done right, and maybe I lost it all because I wasn't being financially literate. Maybe I
mm,
need to get that need to have that happen so I can understand whenever it comes back, I need to be moving differently with my finances. So I take the lessons that are brought my way, and again, I fail forward. Like, okay, what did I learn from that? So I know not to make that same mistake again.
I love it. I love it. All right, last round, our rapid fire round. I'm going to ask you four questions. You pick one: coffee, tea, or champagne at closing.
T.
Showings in heels or sneakers.
If I had a cute outfit with a pair of sneakers, probably sneakers, knowing me.
Dream celebrity client.
Nelly and Ashanti.
Oh, wow. Okay, one word to describe your journey.
Mm.
Ah, stumped you there.
Drive.
Yeah, I think that. Yeah. So Maggie, tell people how they can find you to utilize your services as far as buying a home, selling a home, and also you are in the process of taking on more mentees and expanding your team. So tell people about that as well as we bring this episode to a close.
Absolutely. So most people know you can find me on my social media. I am on Facebook. I am on TikTok, Instagram, LinkedIn, Maggie Cooper Realtor. You can also call me anytime on my cell, 843-687-1730. Yes, I am working on expanding, growing my team, Coopers and Company. Um, so that's a new chapter that's coming soon. So stay tuned. Um, some new things are coming with that. But
Awesome.
Sue, I want to attract my attention back to you and tell you thank you for allowing me to be on this platform. Whenever we came into each other's lives, I thank you for being the person that you are in my life.
Wow.
Inspirational, being that person that I can talk to. You're like a big sister to me at this point. So I appreciate you for what you do, and how you move. And I appreciate you being who you are in my life, because you are true inspiration to me. You motivate me more than you know. And I just want to give my flowers back to you. And thank you for you just being who you are.
Oh, wow. Man, thank you so much. And as I always tell people, thank you for giving my flowers while I'm yet alive to smell it, see it, and enjoy them. So I appreciate that, little sis. You know, I call you my little sister. Um, Maggie, aka Eve, I want to thank you for keeping it real, reminding us that no matter how we start, we can still win. Your journey is proof that struggle is just part of the story, not the ending. Where we need people like you in our lives to keep going. You inspire me more than you know. And for those of you who are watching it live or either on the replay, if you're inspired today, don't forget to share this episode, tag us, subscribe for more powerful conversations. You can find more episodes on the website loanswithsuham.com, or you can go to my YouTube channel, Suham. But until next time, keep grinding, keep believing, and keep winning anyway. We out here, y'all. Be blessed.
All right.